this is coonery at its best if I've ever seen it. I am utterly disgusted.
So black men, I just have a question for all my melanated brothers. Was it childhood that made you grow up in disrespect and not love people that are the same hue as your mother?
I am at a stance in my life right now where I don't want nobody don't want me.
Right.
Okay, and as a black man, if you are not interested in a black woman and you want a white woman, stay over there and get that white audience to support you, because we are always rallying behind people that pretend to be our people when they have no love for the black woman. And I hate to say it, no disrespect to the athletes, that athletes actually have a brain. Right. But at the end of the day, most of these athletes are idiots anyways.
What's up, YouTube? JayBReacts back in here with another video. Now today we're gonna be reacting to Afro TV once again, but under different circumstances. We have a panel of black women crucifying Jamie Foxx and athletes for choosing white women. We're gonna be reacting to two segments. One talking about Jamie Foxx having his third baby with a white woman. The second part is gonna be white girls claiming they have the blueprint to bag a black athlete. It's sad that in 2026 you can get shamed or even canceled for having a preference on who you want to date or have kids with. But I'm gonna let y'all be the judge of that. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the video, comment below, and without further ado, let's dive into the content. Also, for anyone interested in the Duality Factory merchandise, the link will be in the description.
Of another celebrity who's been making headlines lately is Jamie Foxx. The Oscar-winning actor and comedian is reportedly expecting his third child at 58 years old with girlfriend Alice Huckstep. But the question really is, what are we really focusing on here? Because it's not the age that has been making social media on fire. It's not that. It's the fact that he said something at his comedy show. He said that he's no longer dealing with the white women. He's swearing them off. And suddenly, his comedy act has resurfaced online, so take a look.
No more white women. Every month is February all year long. Hallelujah. No more honkies. No more white women on that side of town.
No more white girls. I've been curious.
First of all, it's a comedy act. I don't know when exactly did that happen, but it's a comedy act. Let's go ahead and get the reaction and take from all these women on this panel, because it's about to be crazy.
Listen, honey. For me, this is coonery at its best if I've ever seen it. I am utterly disgusted. Wow. I feel like definitely he was reading the room at that time and trying to appease to the black audience that was clearly in there. And you're preying on this black love, black community type thing. So where he's telling black women, trying to, you know, superficially validate them, oh, that I no longer want white women. And then at the end of that, he said that he's not gonna, you know, date white women in public, okay? Right, that's what he said. I know a lot of people miss that. Yeah. But my whole thing is, you know, I wanna understand the outrage, but I'm not shocked at all. Jamie Foxx, this will be his third baby mother. This is his third white woman that he is having a child with. At the end of the day, as much as I want to be appalled, I am at a stance in my life right now where I don't want nobody don't want me. Right. Okay, and as a black man, if you are not interested in a black woman and you want a white woman, stay over there and get that white audience to support you, because we are always rallying behind people that pretend to be our people when they have no love for the black woman. And I don't want to make it black and white, but let's keep it a buck. Who even is this the real Jamie? Because he was just fine and looking good a year and a half ago, baby. But I don't know, maybe this is the white wife effect. Well, you know,
hold on. How can we shame Jamie Foxx for having a dating preference? He's a comedian. Why are these black women thinking that they're going to be dating him? Why aren't we accepting our celebrities for the art that they produce, opposed to the person that they're sleeping with and procreating with? Jamie Foxx is a comedian. He's an entertainer. He's a musician. He's very talented. Why can't we appreciate him for that? Does he have to stick his thing inside of a woman that just looks like him?
It's a clone too, so hello.
My problem with it is mostly everything you said, but to add to that is, first of all, he said honky. So I don't know how the white woman wouldn't be offended to that. And then to have him to come back
Thick
y'all
skin?
way, like, and y'all just accept him, that's just disrespect to me if I was a white woman.
Oh.
So, and then it's just like you said, to try to appease us, to try to make us think whatever the case may be, just to do that. At the end of the day, it's his life. If you like white women, that is fine. Like them.
Okay.
But don't try to appease us just to slap in the face again. I don't like that.
But he's a
Why would the women in the crowd think that they would even have a real chance? Be honest.
comedian. He tells jokes. You know,
Okay.
that's what he does. Just because a joke is told doesn't mean that he have to like cash the receipts. I mean, come on.
And
That is
Jamie know that we don't play all them games.
Let
We
me
joke
cash-
over there that way.
Cash y'all out real quick.
That's
Cash y'all
horrible.
out real quick. Ree, you said something that really made me appalled. Shocked. Girl, white women feeling disrespected? Stop it, babe. They do not get disrespected when money's on the table. Let's be honest.
Oh
So
my
back to what
goodness.
Tally said,
Maybe you
right?
should do the same.
We gotta know all skin folk and kin folk, and we gotta stop being amused by people who front face as if they're for us, and then in the background, they're not for us. The number one thing that I do not like, and I believe we're gonna hit on this topic later, is the fact that black athletes, black entertainers, when they obtain this wealth, for some reason they don't understand that they're being preyed on. And I don't care about preference, but my biggest thing is do not scream pro-black, because if you are pro-black, you understand the number one thing about the black economy is that we need the wealth to go back into our house. So when you marry white, that wealth is going back to massa. And how can you not see
Massa?
blatantly black and white what this is? So like,
Hold on, she's saying a lot. What about all the sexy older black women that's preying on all these young black athletes, trying to get them to get a baby put inside of them so they can be taken care of? We're not talking about those women now, are we? Let's continue.
Charlie said, I go where I'm celebrated, baby. If you don't want us, please go where you're loved.
Yeah.
Ah, all right, go where you celebrate.
Go where you love.
If you don't want us, then go on. Then.
What's wrong with that?
Other news.
Hold on. Let's talk about the Jimmy Foxx. They're about to transition into black athletes being, I guess, groomed by white women or being snatched up by the white women. But let's talk about the Jimmy Foxx situation for just a second. Why is it a problem when a man wants to date outside of his race? Why can't he not dibble and dabble in the options that are presented in front of him? Why can't we accept Jamie for his art? Why are the women at these shows thinking that he's supposed to now want them? Ma'am, he's Jamie Foxx. You probably don't even qualify for a man like that. And why not play the game like some of these other women are playing the game? It's not the white woman's fault that you can't acquiesce to the man like they can. Why don't you do a little better? Play the game. Let's continue to the next segment of this.
It's 2026, and apparently women, as Sunset touched on, are now giving full-blown tutorials on how to land a top-tier black athlete husband. Okay, this comes after social media went crazy over leaked text messages showing a woman
Let's-
giving her sister an alleged 8-step game plan
Yo.
on how to secure the
Let's see
deal.
this, y'all. Let's see this.
Good advice or manipulation?
It's both. Like, if for her community, she's a white woman, this is great advice. This is exactly how you bag an athlete. And as a matter of fact, I seen a black man under there saying, what's the problem? So if you want to engage in this, if this is what you're saying is okay, then by golly, do you. I went to a predominantly white institution, Florida State University. It was so many black athletes. And it was a lot of them who entertained white women. And these white women, they knew very clearly that these black athletes were going to go after them. And they talked about it. They talked about how, oh, he don't know no better. I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. Oh, they talked about how they were going to bag these athletes. It was a thing. So black men, I just have a question for all my melanated brothers. Was it childhood that made you grow up in disrespect and not love people that are the same hue as your mother? Okay, that wealth always goes back to the white woman. What did I talk about? That white woman will do any and everything to make sure that wealth go back to her family. Because
No, it ain't. It's not that. We don't want to deal with the headache. We don't want to deal with the ones that do that. Not all of y'all, but the ones that I don't want to have to fight you. I want the one that's going to be submissive. I want the one that's going to listen. I want the one that is going to treat me like the king that I'm supposed to be, that you call me, right? I'm that black king. I need the ones that's going to exalt me instead of belittle me. See, that's the problem. If you want the guy that you really want, play the game accordingly.
Massa sitting at the dinner table saying, good job, girl.
It's correct. It's the
Massa
fact when she
saying,
said
"Good
that
job."
she said the Shanae joke, right? About us women.
Yes.
She makes her think
Provoke.
that, correct, provoke that, we're ghetto, whatever the case may be,
Yeah.
because that's what Shanae is. And then it makes him,
Not
whatever,
all, y'all.
just leave the girl alone. And it made me, it made me really mad because how easily our men are manipulated, or how easily they can just be so embarrassed instead of like standing up for us. Like just
What?
because she's saying shenanigans, that don't mean that that's just us.
Yeah.
Because they shenanigans too. You know what I'm saying?
sure, you
And
gotta
I
get
think
on-
what she said was to provoke the black woman so she can look unstable.
Correct.
And she also said, yeah, he may cheat. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, they
that
don't care
he's
about
not in
that.
love with her. That's just, basically like a side chick. Don't
So
worry about
my
it.
thing is, and so many black athletes, once they
Damn,
get
she
up, they go
understand
to
it.
the other side. Do what you do, but at the end of the day, is it really love? Because y'all think, but just because they wash and they this and they that, we do the same thing. I hate when I see in the comments where they say, oh, they this and they that. Black women do the same thing. The only difference is, sorry, we actually love y'all for real.
Really? Can we really say that, y'all? Please listen there for a second. She said that the white women do, but the black women do the same things as the white women. They cook, they clean, they listen, they submissive, but it's not love when the white women do it. Who are you to say the white women don't actually love the black men that they are having babies by or being married to? Just because we can say these anomaly situations where certain athletes get with certain white women, we can't sit right here and say all white women are moving like that or say they don't love the people that they with. And we damn sure can't say that all the black women that's getting with guys actually love them. But the internet is vast, and I don't understand how we can have so many people speaking out on the issues that they're having in their lives, complaining about men. To sit right here and say that all black women love black men is scary.
Can I say that though? You talked about the love thing, and I just want to say this really quick. White women don't care about love. They're not trained to marry for love. They're trained to marry for stability. Why are
Hello.
we confused? And just back to what you were saying the white woman didn't care about cheating. Duh. The white man was sleeping with the slaves, I meant. And she did not care. That was still her family, and she was still riding for the white man. What part of it do we not understand? Let them go and be where they're celebrated. Leave them alone. The coons in our community got to go. And I keep talking about this. Let them go.
But
How are you a coon if you just happen to want to dibble and dabble outside of your ethnicity group? This is scary to me.
You know what, at the end of the day, what I also want to touch on is, I do understand you guys' sentiments, and I also agree. But I think that, where an issue is coming in here is that, and I've known this for a long time, even with having this kind of insight on exactly what they are saying. I always speculated and thought that maybe this was something that is being taught in white households. Maybe the dad is raising his daughter to tell his daughter, hey, do this, do their homework.
Right.
This is something that I'm
not doing
sad to say. I told my son since he was 2-3 years old, when he even told me that he wanted to get into football, I'm telling him, hey, you don't need nobody to do your homework. You don't need nobody to do your laundry, all these things that I know there are people that strategically set their children up, preying on the things that mothers are not, or parents are not preparing their children to do for themselves, as this young lady said here. You know what I'm saying? And it's just so sad to me thinking about the fact that, when we think about wealth building, and when we think about, the disparaging differences in black wealth and white wealth, and when we see, threads like this where the whole goal is, she told her sister, hey, hold them down, get throat spray, do all of these
Right.
things, and in 2 years, you will be at, what,
Right.
you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Draft day.
You'll be at draft day, and you'll be in Cancun with me, where your friends are working their tails off to never be able to live the life that you have. And
Yeah.
she's giving them the plan to not just get an athlete, but to win a black athlete.
I want to take the time to break down these messages, the step-by-step, the playbook as to how to grab a black athlete. Y'all want to skip, y'all can, but I'm about to break down each step real quick. All right, so one woman said, I want a football player, NFL, preferably a tall chocolate one, demon emojis. She said, that's easy. Number one, he's the prize. Remember, he can change your life. You can't change his. That's great advice. Number two, dealing with cheating. Don't look for it. Girls will throw themselves at him, and some will succeed. If it's just a fling, let it go, but don't let him get emotionally attached to one of them. P.S. He'll always be attracted to black girls. Activate that shenanigans in her by picking at her and let him, god damn, this girl in it to win it. Hold up. Let's see what else that next page said. Enter by, I can't really see what it says at here. See it and he'll ditch her quick. I don't know if that one will work for sure with the whole teasing part. That could turn him off. Number three, be an asset to him. Fold his clothes, buy and bring him his food, do his homework, completely integrate yourself in his life to where he can't function without you. Number four, don't embarrass him. Don't cheat. Don't text other men. His cute friends and teammates will try you. Ignore it. Just in case the relationship goes south, another athlete will see you as gold. Damn, this woman is in it to win it. All right, number six, his mom, Lexi, do not tell his mom any personal information, especially something negative. She will tell his entire family and he'll blame you. Just smile, wave, and be quiet. Number 7, always look good and appealing. Hair and face always has to be done. Push for marriage, or at least to have multiple kids, and you got them. In 2 years on draft day, you'll be a millionaire. And all your friends will work hard in school to have literally never lived the life you live. It's so sweet and rewarding, Lex. I'm in Cancun right now. Guess what? That could be great advice just for the average woman. I think regular women should take that advice. I don't see nothing wrong with it when you really think about it. If you want to be a dutiful wife or a helpmate or a partner or just a companion to someone, some of these traits aren't bad. You feel me? Now some of this stuff can be malicious if it comes down to you not really caring about the guy and you only doing it for the money. But if you really look deep down into the traits that they are explaining, this is things that men are attracted to, and it just is what it is.
It was very
But the
specific.
thing that scares me though is that these, other races, other people, the white race, they are raising their children to marry, where we are fighting just to climb up the ladder. And so many black households are raising their daughters to, go to school, to get your own education, not to focus on marriage. That building family and, really putting your wealth together is something maybe hopefully you'll have, but not the necessity for it.
Right.
And so it's just like, how do we bridge the gap? And it's also crazy because the black women don't have the availability to even help a brother that she's dating with his homework, baby, because she has to make sure she can get some wealth for herself.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine if
She
you
just said get some wealth for herself. Maybe that's the problem. If you happen to be dating some of these athlete guys who are the winner, she was just saying that people doing the guy's homework, pushing him through school, helping him get to the top, that's what happens to winners. I just hate to say it. When you're destined to be great, people are going to help you out, whether they're going to be black or white. Get on the good old gravy train. I can't help it that nepotism, what's the other word? When it comes down to favoring the person that's going to be exalted, you might need to get on that gravy train and help them out so you can possibly receive some of the benefits afterwards. See, and that's some of the problem I think in our community, to where we'll see someone be the winner and we still want to be treated like them when we have not offered anything to be the winner or be placed at the same seat as them. That's scary as hell. Let your man be the winner and you be next to him so he can damn near invest back into you.
was doing a black man's homework only for him to choose a white girl, and you ain't got no education, and now he going over there and you ain't got no
That's
money
what
to
I'm
do
trying
his
to tell
homework.
you. You talking about them raising them like that, Tally, but back on that, it's no way. We're not going to be, you're saying, okay, we damned if we do, we damned if we don't, baby, because you just said it. It don't matter if we raise our kids to be for marriage or whatever when they're not being chosen by these black men.
I literally dated an athlete for 13 years, okay? I can talk from experience. I did everything I thought, I gave everything. And what did he do? Choose the Spanish.
Yeah, it was something about you. They all go, child, ma'am, it was probably something that you did and you don't even realize it because you so much into your ego brain to where you can't even sit back and say, damn, I fumbled a real one. I fumbled something special. Ma'am, your ego is too big, I can already tell. And she said that she went with a Spanish, or she said he went with a Spanish woman. We ain't even talking about a white woman no more. She's mad because he went with a Marisol. Marisol probably didn't talk back. Marisol probably wasn't aggressive. Marisol probably liked to work out. Marisol probably liked to improve herself. See, people want to try and put it just on ethnicity groups, opposed to just point the finger back at yourself and see all the attributes that you might be lacking that you're not willing to improve on.
So there you go. Bingo.
And you said
Maybe
that
it was
there
you.
was a comment that said, what's the problem?
Yes, black men. Oh, go read the comments.
Knowing
baby.
they're being preyed on.
Knowing they're being preyed
Knowing
on.
that it's not really about love, it's
Yes.
about finances.
All of y'all.
Ooh, Massa did a
And
number on
taking
us,
that
baby.
money, and
Massa.
you're right, it does go back out of our community, back to their community.
All of y'all.
Is that the plan?
That's always the
That's always the plan. Wow.
I'm sorry to pause again, but if you're trying to bag an athlete, I can't trust none of y'all. All of y'all probably out here trying to get my paper. Who can I really trust if you ain't really doing the most for me?
Fact is, and I hate to say it, no disrespect to the athletes, that athletes actually have a brain.
Right.
But at the end of the day, most of these athletes are idiots anyway. So even her putting in the little advice to do their homework, baby, that's what they need.
Yes.
Because, hello.
The craziest thing is, I literally was told that. She do my homework. She do my this. She do my that.
Yes.
Whole time I'm here back home. You're in college.
This
I'm
take
here
is
back home
crazy.
trying to make some of myself to make you happy. And you're telling me somebody else is doing your homework. That's why you are screwing around with them.
This take is
Yes, but
crazy.
the white women been doing their homework since high school. I was in a high school where none of the athletes did nothing. I mean, they had
At
2
my
cents
high
for a
school as
brain.
well.
Yes,
She
and the white
cares.
women, yes, they were doing, not even the white women, the white teachers, y'all, were doing their homework and making sure that they got past the finish line.
Well,
Yeah, for sure. It move me up the ladder. Help me get to the finish point and I will take care of you. Trust me, I got you. I understand about getting your curriculum for sure, trying to be intelligent, but guess what? Some of these people just ain't got it when it comes down to these book smarts. But guess what? When I get on that court, when I get on that field, I'm an animal. I am Jesus out there. But guess what? You willing to hold me back just because you feel like this is how I'm supposed to be exalted. Man, we trying to win. Let me really win. That's the problem. You want me to win your way. We talking about athletes not knowing anything or being dumb. Ma'am, why are you chasing an athlete? Why don't you pick the regular guy that's smart and focus on his books? Oh, my bad. You attracted to that bad boy. You attracted to that athlete. You like the emotional stimulation. Stop playing that game with yourself. You don't even have to be with that guy.
ball was very important. I
And
mean,
you
that
gotta think,
game
like,
had to
those-
happen so that school can get that money.
Correct.
The coaches with them
That's
daughters,
why we lose.
they already tell her,
Play the
hey,
game.
he going somewhere. You make sure you get him.
Yep.
And guess what? When you have a black athlete who comes from a broken home and things of that nature, he's gonna do whatever to get to the to college and stuff like that. So then boom, he started talking to the coach daughter. So now him and the coach is what? Buddy. And then now he got a free
See,
ride.
They
that's
don't
what I
even
don't
understand how this shit
understand. Like,
work.
why are
They
you
don't even
okay
get
with
it.
being preyed on, knowing for a fact this is what's happening, but then when it comes down to someone loving you, that is an issue.
But
Take love out of the equation.
Oh,
Y'all, we
correct.
going back to
Oh,
feelings and emotions.
okay,
Black
I'm
women,
messing
this
up.
is our plight. This is our downfall.
Uh-oh.
We keep thinking emotions and love and all of that is going to fix this. This is something systematic. This is something integrated inside of their DNA. We can't answer that question. Maybe a force of men can answer you. We can't. This is not our conversation. Let's not even give input on that because then we're going to be ostracized for even giving an opinion that a black man's supposed to answer. Don't even
Oh,
do it.
my
Don't walk
goodness.
in
And then you know they're gonna say, "Oh, they just sitting up there jealous." Has nothing to do with jealous. We just want more for y'all. But hey, y'all do whatever y'all want to do. Baby.
I just want you to love your mama. That's
Yeah.
all it is at the end of the day because
Wow.
that's what we see where this
Okay.
is coming from. It's coming from self-hate.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Well, let's
Wow.
write that down as well.
And she should have did better for
Well,
you.
now,
To be
Don't
honest.
love
I'm not
mama.
even touching that anymore. Let's move on to now unpopular opinion
Oh.
because a Vaseline ad.
All right, we can leave it right there. That was extremely scary, people. Whites don't love. Let's handle that for a second. Whites don't love. Do you think that's an extreme take? I would say so, because just to say that white people are bred to just move a certain way to where everything has to be business related. No, winners move like that. You know, the people who really know how to play the game, they might, breed their children. I'm not even gonna say breed, but groom. I'm like using the word groom. Raise their children a certain way to where they know how to move and respect the man and maybe know how to play the game enough to get exactly what they need to get because they've seen their mom and dad do it. But to just say all is crazy as hell because most of these white people and black people are living the same existence in reality. They also said about black dollars, the money when you create black families, it somehow gets put back into. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. All y'all neighborhoods is integrated. There is no segregation. You don't live in an all black predominantly neighborhood. You might, but there's still gonna be white people everywhere around you. So your dollars are going to go back into the United States. You're American. Your dollars are gonna go back into the American system and going to be recycled to be used accordingly for the American citizens. So we can sit right here and say black money, black dollars, this and that. The best thing you can do is instill knowledge, and teach your kids. And honestly, the things that they don't want to do, try and elevate their children, the fast lane. That's where you're gonna get your wealth from. And I know it probably sounds wrong. Oh, I'm cheating for my kid, or I'm moving, I'm doing this. It's not right, ma'am. Y'all don't want to win, and y'all not play the game. You'll be mad at white people, the ones who up there, who elevated, maybe doing things a little bit on the crooked side, but you want to be mad at that, but you don't want to play the same game when you can possibly win and do the same thing if you have a generational talent. Invest back into your generational talents. Play the game accordingly. But that whole money thing that somehow your dollars are gonna go back into the black community if you date a black woman, that's a goddamn fallacy. Your money gonna go right back goddamn into the grocery store, Walmart, Nike, all these other things we buy. I buy things or whatnot. That don't mean it's going into the black community. I'm taking care of my family, but it's not going into the black community. So, also, you don't love your mama. That's another extreme take. If I don't marry a black woman, I don't love my mama. That's wild as hell. So I'm supposed to literally be looking for women that look like my mama? Really? I can look for women that might have loving traits that I appreciate from my mama, but she don't have to look like her? It's going to be what I'm attracted to. It's going to be situational. It's so much out here. It's 2026. Y'all want a man that want to travel and be well experienced and have all this, travel and international type of guy. That means he's going to experience multiple women. But ladies, why not look back and say, possibly you might be the problem in this situation? What if your characteristics is bad? What if you're a headache? And maybe you don't want to win bad enough. You know what it is? You don't want to feel like you fighting too hard for that guy. You want to feel like you the prize. That's what it is. You want to be the prize when he probably is the prize. And guess what? That white woman is okay with sitting back saying like, man, this dude is that guy. I got to play the game. Now, granted, I say as an athlete, you ain't going to know who for you. You ain't going to never know. It's just a dangerous game. I'd be scared if I was a generational talent that's moving up through the ranks. I don't know who's going to be there. Legitly. Because she's always going to be there possibly for the wrong reasons. The only thing you can do is just try and control and make sure that the dynamic works for your situation and that you got all the ball is in your court all the time. Because I don't think any chick is there for the right reasons when it comes down to that situation. But whether she's white or black, yo, who making my life easier? Who making my life easier? Which one trying to ride this gravy train the right way and not stress me out? But when you feel like you the prize, man, get out of here, man. We ain't even about to play that game. I'm not gonna lie. I reacted to the Megan Thee Stallion situation with this same panel, and I appreciated the difference of opinions from it during that point in time. But with this take, it was kind of triggering to me because why are we policing men's penises? Jamie Foxx. Why is it a problem if he having white babies? Why do those black women feel like they even qualified to be with him? He's a comedian. He's making an act. And I hate to say this, when it comes down to some of his shows, he has a lot of white supporters as well as black. But you don't want to just accept him for his art. No, he got to date a black woman too. That's wild as hell to me, man. This is the problem. We exalt our celebrities like as if they supposed to be our fathers, our mentors. They're celebrities. Let them live their life. Control your life. Be a good example for the people in your family to where they want to date a black woman and not want to have to look out. We're in an integrated society, man. Quit playing that segregation game. I have this link in the description. Y'all can watch it in its entirety. Make sure y'all like the video, hype the videos. You got JayBReacts. Also, if y'all want to copy any of the merch, link is in the description. Duality Factory all day. We got a lot of different designs. We still gonna be cooking, trying to produce more. And without further ado, damn, I said the beginning part at the end. Until next time, peace.